Magandang araw mga ka-PTech. Ito po si Sir Willie at ako po ang inyong lead trainer for the PTech Training Center. Ito po ay ang PTech Licensure Examination for Teachers Review Series. Nandito na po tayo sa session number 32 and we're going to have Professional Education Mock Test. So here we go, session number 32. Alright mga kapitek, ito po ang inyong PTech Training Center LED Review Program, Professional Education Mock Test tayo, 35 items for session number 32. Good luck po sa lahat na magte-take ng Licensure Examination for Teachers this coming March 2026. Muli po, ako si Sir Willie, ang inyong lead trainer. Let's start off with item number 1. A preschool boy begins imitating his father's mannerisms and attitudes after previously expressing jealousy when his father shows affection to his mother. According to Simon Freud, this behavior most likely indicates that the child is resolving which developmental conflict? A. Castration anxiety through displacement. B. Oedipus complex through identification. C. Libido fixation through repression. Or D. Superego conflict through sublimation. Go. Okay, correct answer for mock test question number 1 ay, kung ang sagot mo ay letter B, you are correct. The answer is Oedipus complex through identification. So as we have mentioned, in the phallic stage, boys resolve the Oedipus complex by identifying with the father and adopting his values. So ito po ay one of the theories na nabanggit ni Simon Freud sa kanyang psychosocial theory na binabanggit natin previously. At ito po yung kabaliktaran naman, Carl Jung naman, ang nabanggit niya doon ay ang Electra complex. So ang Oedipus ay galing dito kay Simon Freud. Carl Jung naman para naman dito kay Electra complex. Alright? Question number 1, answer is letter B. We go to question number 2. A child who experiences extremely strict toilet training becomes excessively orderly, stubborn, and controlling as an adult. According to psychoanalytic theory, which explanation best accounts for this personality pattern? A. Overindulgence during the oral stage. B. Fixation in the anal stage due to harsh parental control. C. Repression during the latency stage. Or D. Libido regression during the genital stage. Correct answer for question number 2 is extremely strict toilet training becomes excessively orderly. Correct answer is letter B. Okay, alam natin na yung harsh toilet training during the anal stage may produce an anal retentive personality characterized by orderliness and control. Yeah, that's according to psychoanalytic theory. Question number 3. A teacher notices that children aged 8 to 10 are primarily focused on developing friendships, academic competence, and hobbies rather than showing interest in sexuality. According to psychosexual theory, this behavior reflects which stage? A. Phallic, B. Latency, C. Anal, or D. Genital? Correct answer for question number 3. So we are talking about psychosexual theory and there are different stages that were mentioned. No? So ito po ang particular na term na ginagamit dito, no, in which nagkakaroon ng development ng friendship, academic competence, and hobbies rather than showing interest in sexuality. Sagot po natin dito ay the latency stage. It's letter B. During the latency stage, yung sexual impulses are being repressed and energy is redirected yung dun sa kanilang social, intellectual, and skills development. No? So ito ay magmumula sa age 8 hanggang 10 or less. No? Under po ito ng psychosexual theory. Let's go to item number 4. A psychologist explains that unresolved conflicts in early childhood may cause adults to retain behavior patterns associated with earlier psychosexual stages. What concept does this explanation describe? A. Identification, B. Sublimation, C. Fixation, or D. Regression. Correct answer for question number 4 is it's letter C. Ang tawag po natin dito sa mga unresolved conflicts no in the early childhood, according to the psychosexual stages, ang tawag natin dito ay fixation. No? Fixation occurs when the libido remains stuck at a particular psychosexual stage due to unresolved conflict. So kung may unresolved conflict, merong term na tinatawag na in the psychological parlance no na tinatawag po natin na fixation. And you have to take note of that keyword, no? Keywords. Unresolved conflicts, ito po ay related sa tinatawag natin na fixation. Okay? Question number 5. A baby derives pleasure from sucking, biting, and placing objects in the mouth. According to the psychosexual theory, which developmental stage is the child experiencing? Anal stage, oral, phallic, or the latency stage? Okay. The answer for item number 5 ay may mga keywords tayo, pleasure from sucking, biting, and placing objects in the mouth. So, ang tamang sagot ay obviously it's letter B, tinatawag na oral stage. In the oral stage, which is the time of birth up to 1 year, the mouth is the primary erogenous zone, tinatawag natin. So, yung kanyang pleasure ay doon niya na-derive. No? So, it might be in the form of reflexes. Alam naman natin na yung sucking on the part of the child kapag kapanganak ay isang klase po ng tinatawag natin na reflex. No? In this particular case, according to psychosexual theory naman, yung sucking, biting, and placing objects in the mouth ay nangyayari during the oral stage. No? It's the because ang explanation nga dyan, the mouth is the primary erogenous zone no, during this particular period. Okay? Question number 6. Okay, maraming salamat mga kapitek dahil nandito ka pa rin sa question number 6. Kung may mga katanungan ka po ay mag-comment ka lang dyan at kung meron ka pang mga gustong idagdag natin na discussion, you can always message us para po magkaroon po tayo ng mas marami pang discussion dito po sa PTech YouTube channel. Which scenario best illustrates overindulgence during the oral stage leading to fixation? A child becomes extremely competitive during adolescence. B, an adult frequently engages in nail biting, smoking, and overeating when stressed. C, a teenager avoids forming romantic relationships. Or D, a child becomes overly concerned with cleanliness. Go. Correct answer for item number 6. Yung mga keywords natin, oral stage leading to fixation. Ano ulit yung term of fixation na nabanggit natin? Kapag may unresolved conflict during that particular stage, it might result to no a certain concept or a certain fixation. Okay, in this particular example na nabanggit natin, yung overindulgence during the oral stage will lead to letter B, no? An adult that could frequently engage in nail biting, smoking, and overeating when they are stressed. No? Ang oral fixation po may lead to oral behavior such as smoking, nabanggit natin, overeating, and of course, yung nail biting. Okay? Question number 7. A counselor explains that the ego and the superego develop to control the instinctual desires of the id, allowing individuals to satisfy urges in socially acceptable ways. According to Freud, why is this psychological control necessary? A, to eliminate libido entirely. B, to prevent fixation at all developmental stages. C, to balance instinctual drives with societal expectations, or D, to suppress all unconscious desires? Go. Okay. Ang tamang sagot natin dito ay, tignan natin yung tamang sagot for item number 7. Ang tamang sagot natin ay letter C. Okay? Ang letter C, sabi niya dyan, is to balance instinctual drives with societal expectations. All right? The ego and the superego regulate the id, no? Balancing the instinctual desires with that of the social norms. Alam naman natin ito, no? The id is the self. The id is the one that would provide, no, with yung kanyang mga drives. Ito yung nagbibigay ng mga desires na ganyan, no? And on the other hand, yung ating superego naman, ito yung mga nagre-regulate, no, ng ating id. So nagkakaroon ng balancing ng instinctual desires with that of yung tinatawag natin na social norms. Alright? So, ang tamang sagot po natin dito ay letter C. We go to item number 8. During a lecture, a professor compares psychosexual development to soldiers advancing through battles, where some remain behind to fight conflicts while others move forward. What theoretical concept does this analogy illustrate? A. Regression in personality development. B. Libido distribution and fixation. C. Superego dominance over the ego. Or D. Behavioral conditioning through reinforcement. Go. Okay, correct answer for number 8. Tignan natin kung anong tamang sagot. Letter B. Yan, no? Freud used this analogy to explain how libido energy may remain in earlier stages if conflicts are unresolved, causing what we call fixation. No? Kasi nagkakaroon ng unresolved conflict that will lead to fixation. Yan mismo, no, yung yan mismo yung binabanggit na yung analogy na kita natin dito, where some remain behind to fight conflicts while others move forward. So, kung meron pang mga unresolved conflicts, so the battle is still there. Diba? Parang ganun yung meaning dun eh. If the battle is still there, then therefore, there are unresolved conflicts that is the one causing yung tinatawag natin na fixation. Okay? So, importante, therefore, is that all these conflicts ay ma-resolve at that particular stage so that the person can move forward. Otherwise, kapag hindi ito na-resolve on that particular stage, then fixation comes in. Fixation comes in. Okay? Question number 9. An adolescent begins developing romantic relationships and mature sexual interest toward peers. According to psychosexual theory, this development indicates entry into which stage? A. Latency. B. Genital. C. Phallic. Or D. Oral stage. Go. Our correct answer for question number 9 ay, okay, si adolescent daw beginning developing romantic relationship, no, papunta sa kanyang peers. So dun sa psychosexual theory, ano yung nag-i-indicate nito? Okay, ang tawag natin dito ay letter B, no? This is the genital stage, puberty onward, no, involving mature sexual relationships and intimacy. Okay? Alam naman natin yung mga stages na yan, from the oral to the phallic to the latency stages. Yan. So we can really look into how these different stages are being described, no, in various stages according to the psychosexual theory. Item number 9, correct answer is the genital stage, letter B, boy. Item number 10, which statement best reflects Freud's assumption regarding the importance of early childhood experiences in personality development? A. Personality development begins in adolescence when identity is formed. B. Early childhood experiences significantly shape adult personality patterns. C, personality is primarily determined by genetic inheritance. Or D, personality development occurs independently of childhood experiences. Correct answer for item number 10 is, ang hinahanap natin dito is the relation, no? Yung assumption regarding the importance of the early childhood experiences in personality development. So, meron nga ba? Ayan, di ba? So, nabanggit ni Freud, ang sagot natin dito is letter B, early childhood experiences significantly shape adult personality patterns because Freud believed and that the first 5 years of life are critical in shaping the adult personality. Okay, nakita natin yung mga nabanggit natin mga unresolved conflicts. For example, if these conflicts remain unresolved for a particular time or time being or a stage, then fixation comes in. Okay, nabanggit natin yung kanina. And that would largely determine what kind of personality pattern meron yung isang individual. All right? So, yan po ang tamang sagot for item number 10. Letter B, boy. At this point, dapat ang score mo na ay 8 out of 10 minimum. Okay. So, that's a challenge to those who are taking the mock test like this one. You always have to gauge your level of competence, no, by looking into how deep your knowledge is on the topic para makikita mo kung kailangan mo pa bang bigyan ng madiin na diskusyon or pagbabasa doon sa area na yan. Mock test question 11. A 7-year-old child believes that breaking 5 cups accidentally is worse than intentionally breaking 1 cup because the damage is greater. According to John Piaget, this reasoning reflects which stage? A. Autonomous morality. B. Heteronymous morality. C. Post-conventional morality. Or D. Conventional morality. Go. Okay? The correct answer here is, anong tawag natin dito? Letter B. Ang tawag natin dito ay heteronymous, no, morality, where children judge actions based on consequences rather than their intentions. No, you have to take note. Ito po yung the kind of reasoning, no, na nabanggit. Tingnan natin mabuti yung nabanggit, but heteronymous. All right. In addition to yung nabanggit natin explanation about children judge actions based on consequences rather than intentions, there is an emphasis on heteronymous morality aging around 5 to 9. Ito yung the first stage of moral development according to Piaget, no, where children view rules as absolute, no, unchangeable and dictated by authority figures. Sino ba itong mga authority figures na nafi-figure out nila? The parents, the teachers, God. Ayan. So, yan po yung mga initial description. No? Morality is judged by objective consequences rather than the intentions, with the belief in imminent justice where punishment is deserved regardless of the intent. Yeah, just to give you a clearer description of ano nga ba yung tinatawag natin na heteronymous morality ni John Piaget. All right? Children judging actions based on consequences rather than intentions. We go to question number 12. A student argues that law should be obeyed because maintaining social order benefits society as a whole. According to Lawrence Kohlberg, this reasoning belongs to which stage? A. Stage 2, instrumental orientation. B. Stage 3, good boy or good girl orientation. C. Stage 4, law and order orientation. Or D. Stage 5, social contract orientation. Obviously, nandyan na yung ating sagot for number 12. Ito po ay letter C, law and order orientation. Okay, law and order orientation. So, ano ba yung law and order orientation na yan? Ito yung pag-maintain ng social order benefit in the society as a whole na nabanggit dito sa theory ni Lawrence Kohlberg. Okay? Again, kay Lawrence Kohlberg, the theory of moral development, no, nabanggit na nga natin ito kanina, that the theory maintains that moral reasoning, the basis for ethical behavior, has 6 developmental stages, each more adequate at responding to moral dilemmas than its predecessors. I mean, there are also other morality theories na nabanggit prior to the one provided by Kohlberg, no? For level 1, meron tayong pre-conventional morality. It includes 2 stages, the obedience and punishment being the stage 1, stage 2, individualism and exchange. And then pagdating natin ng level 2, ito na yung conventional morality. It talks about stage 3 and 4. Stage 3 has something to do with good interpersonal relationship. Stage 4 is about maintaining the social order. Kaya ang sagot natin dito ay letter C. And then after that ay meron tayong level 3. This is post-conventional morality that is expected in the adulthood period, including stage 5, social contract and individual rights. And ang stage 6 naman po ay ang universal principles. Alright? In this particular example na nabanggit natin sa question number 12, a student argues that law should be obeyed because maintaining social order benefits society as a whole, then we are referring to the law and order orientation under stage number 4. Correct answer is letter C. We go to item number 13. A teacher encourages students to debate ethical dilemmas in class to promote moral reasoning. Which heretical concept best explains why this strategy is effective? A. Moral intuition. B. Cognitive disequilibrium. C. Behavioral reinforcement. Or D. Emotional conditioning. Go. All right. The answer to question number 13 is it's letter B. No? Moral dilemmas create cognitive conflict, motivating individuals to adopt more advanced moral reasoning. Yan, no? So ito po ay isang moral dilemma. No? Ito ang yung cognitive disequilibrium na tinatawag natin, in which nagkakaroon ng a certain level of moral dilemma faced between two different values, maybe. Nagkakaroon ng conflict as to which side, no, ang kanyang pipiliin. Okay, so ang pag-debate into this different ethical dilemma in class is one way, no, to promote yung moral reasoning, at nakaka-enhance ito ng development on the part of the child. All right, so that's question number 13. Correct answer is letter B. We go to question number 14. A teenager argues that a law should be changed because it violates basic human rights and fairness. According to Kohlberg, this reasoning reflects which level of morality? Okay. A. Pre-conventional. B. Conventional. C. Post-conventional. Or D. Autonomous morality. Okay. Correct answer here. Ang keyword natin dito, ang bata naisip na niya that there is a violation of basic human rights and fairness. Kapag umabot na sa ganitong level na hindi na lang niya tinitignan kung ano yung common among peers at kung ano yung sinasabi ng consequences ng pagsunod at hindi pagsunod sa isang batas, ay nangangahulugan na yung bata ay nandun na siya sa tinatawag na post-conventional level. Correct answer? Letter C. Item number 15. Which cognitive ability most strongly supports the development of post-conventional moral reasoning? A. Sensory motor coordination. B. Concrete operational reasoning. C. Abstract and hypothetical thinking. Or D. Simple associative learning. Go. Correct answer for number 15 is, syempre, kaya na niyang ang bata, no? Nagkakaroon na ng post-conventional moral reasoning. Ibig sabihin, ini-expect natin na meron na siyang abstract and hypothetical thinking. Because advanced moral reasoning requires formal operational thinking. Ibig sabihin, malalim na yung kanyang naiisip, deeper na yung interpretation ng kanyang mga experiences based sa kanyang mga nalalaman. So if the person can do that, then if the person can do post-conventional moral reasoning, it is expected that the child can also do abstract and hypothetical thinking. Question number 15, letter C. We go to item number 16. A 9-year-old insists that game rules must never change because they were created by adults. According to Piaget, this belief reflects which characteristic? A. Moral relativism. B. Moral realism. C. Moral autonomy. Or D. Ethical universalism. Ang item number 16, ito po ay rules cannot be changed because they were created by adults. Ang tawag natin dito, itong belief na to, no, reflecting the characteristic na dinescribe po ni Piaget as moral realism. Letter B. We go to item number 17. A student decides to return a lost wallet because she wants others to see her as a good and responsible person. She wanted others to see her as a good and responsible person. According to Kohlberg's stages, this reasoning represents stage 1, obedience and punishment, stage 2, self-interest orientation, stage 3, good boy, good girl orientation, or stage 5, social contract orientation. Go. For number 17, our correct answer here is letter C na good boy and good girl orientation. Nandun na po siya sa tinatawag natin na stage number 3. Ang under pa ito ng conventional morality. Okay? Question number 18. Which situation best demonstrates the role of perspective taking in moral development? A. A child obeys rules to avoid punishment. B. A child recognizes that the peer's actions were accidental and forgives them. C. A student memorizes moral rules taught by teachers. Or D. A child imitates parental behavior. Go. Correct answer for number 18 is letter B. No? Ang letter B, the child recognizes that the peer's actions were accidental and forgives them. No? Ang explanation po nito, because perspective taking enables children to consider intentions and others' viewpoints. No? Kaya ka perspective taking in the moral development. Okay? Perspective taking in moral development. Because the child recognizes na yung actions, the peer's actions were accidental and forgives them. Nakikita niya yung other side of the view. No? So, kino-consider niya yung perspective ng other person in a particular context. For that, ang sagot natin ay letter B. We go to item number 19. A researcher argues that moral judgments are often based on intuitive emotional responses, with reasoning used later to justify them. Which modern theory supports this view? A. Social intuitionist model. B. Psychoanalytic theory. C. Behavioral moral conditioning. Or D. Structural moral cognition theory. Correct answer for number 19 is letter A. No? The social intuitionist model of Jonathan Haidt emphasizes intuitive moral judgments. Okay? Intuitive moral judgments. So it's a social intuitionist model by Jonathan Haidt emphasizes that intuitive moral judgments na napagkita. So it's very basically a modern theory that supports the view that yung moral judgment are often based on intuitive, emotional responses. Okay? Correct answer for number 19 is letter A. We go to item number 20. A child moves from judging actions based on punishment to evaluating intentions and fairness. Ulitin natin yun, ano? Judging actions based on punishment to evaluating intentions and fairness. Which developmental process best explains this shift? A. Moral conditioning. B. Cognitive decentering. C. Classical reinforcement. Or D. Emotional attachment. Go. Correct answer for item number 20 is okay, letter B. Ang tawag natin dito ay cognitive decentering. So nagkaroon na ng shifting. Ang point of view niya, ang action based on punishment. Okay? Judging the action based on the kind of punishment that were given to evaluating ano ba yung intentions and fairness. Because of that, nagkakaroon na siya ng cognitive development. Nabanggit natin ito kanina that para magkaroon ng enough na moral judgment, moral reasoning, kailangan mo ng abstract reasoning. That's one of the requirements. No? In the developmental process, dito din nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na cognitive decentering. Letter B. Item number 21. A teacher notices that students become more morally mature after cooperative group activities where they must negotiate rules and fairness. Which idea from Piaget best explains this improvement? A. Moral reasoning is genetically predetermined. B. Peer interaction promotes moral autonomy. C. Authority determines moral judgment. Or D. Moral development occurs independently of social interaction. Go. Correct answer for number 21 is negotiating rules and fairness. Okay? In this particular question, ang sagot natin po ay letter B because peer interaction promotes moral autonomy. Tingnan natin yung context niya. Ang teacher na-notice niya that students become even more morally mature after a cooperative group activity. Okay. Bakit nagkaroon ng ganun? It's because makikita natin na yung improvement ay galing doon sa tinatawag na peer interaction. Okay? For number 21, correct answer is letter B. Question number 22. Which criticism of Kohlberg's theory was proposed by Carol Gilligan? A. It ignores biological maturation. B. It overemphasizes justice and neglects care-based morality. C. It relies too heavily on reinforcement principles. Or D. It focuses only on childhood development. Go. Ibig sabihin, yung Kohlberg's morality theory was again challenged by Carol Gilligan. In this particular case, ano ba yung sinabi ni Carol Gilligan? Na one of the criticisms ng Kohlberg's morality theory. The answer is letter B. It overemphasizes justice and neglects care-based morality. Ayan. So, meron ng additional infusion of idea by Carol Gilligan that will be covered in another discussion. But in this particular case, for item number 22, correct answer natin dito ay letter B, boy. We go to item number 23. A student states that laws should be followed only if they serve the greater good and protect human rights, even if this means challenging authority. This reasoning corresponds to which stage? A. Stage 2, instrumental orientation. B. Stage 3, interpersonal conformity. C. Stage 4, law and order. Or D. Stage 5, social contract. Okay? Correct answer here is medyo malalim, no? Yung STEM natin dito. Kailangan nating bigyan ng emphasis yung point that yung batas, the laws should be followed only if they serve the greater good and protect women's rights. Na even if that would mean that the idea would challenge the authority, ang punto nito, it's not about instrumental orientation or interpersonal conformity, but it has something to do with the social contract. Okay? It has something to do with stage number 5, yung social contract according to the theory of morality by Lawrence Kohlberg. Okay? Andun na po siya sa level na tinatawag na post-conventional morality. You have to remember, 1 and 2 nasa pre-conventional yan, 3 and 4 nasa conventional, and 5 and 6 ay nandun naman siya sa tinatawag natin na post-conventional morality. Correct answer for number 23 is letter D. Item number 24. Which factor most strongly explains why moral reasoning becomes more complex during adolescence? A. Increased behavioral reinforcement. B. Development of formal operational thinking. C. Increased parental discipline. Or D. Biological maturation alone. Okay? For item number 24, bakit daw mas nagiging complex, no? Yung moral reasoning? Because ang sagot natin for number 24 ay obviously because of the development of formal operational thinking. Now you have to take note that the ability to reason out, no, that is somehow related to moral reasoning, and eventually the overall development of the child is also related to the basic development of the operational thinking ng individual. Okay? The more the abstract and the more enhanced yung kanyang operational thinking, then mas nagiging complex na rin, no, yung kanyang moral reasoning, at nagiging mas malalim, no, yung thinking and understanding ng individual. Alright? For number 24, item number 24, correct answer is letter B, boy. Item number 25. Which statement best summarizes the shared assumption of Piaget and Kohlberg about moral development? A. Moral reasoning is determined entirely by cultural traditions. B. Moral development is primarily emotional rather than cognitive. C. Moral reasoning evolves as cognitive abilities become more sophisticated. Or D. Moral understanding develops independently of intellectual growth. Go. Again, Piaget and Kohlberg assumptions. Pag pinagsama mo yan, ang tamang sagot natin ay letter C. Okay? Moral reasoning evolves as cognitive abilities become more sophisticated. No, nabanggit ka natin ito, no? Yung abstract development, yung formal operational thinking ng individual. If it is developing, then it is also tantamount to saying that the moral reasoning of the child is also developing. Kaya yan yung makikita natin na correlation between how Piaget and how the development theory proposed by Piaget is also related to Kohlberg's morality development. Okay, item number 25, it's letter C. We go to item number 26. A grade 3 teacher gives a challenging mathematics problem that students cannot solve independently. She first models the solution, then gives hints, and later allows the students to solve similar problems alone. Which Vygotskian principle best explains this teaching strategy? A. Dynamic assessment. B. Scaffolding within the zone of proximal development. C. Cognitive disequilibrium. Or D. Reciprocal determinism. Go. Correct answer for number 26. The Vygotsky principle. Nagbigay siya ng problem, nag-model ng solution, nagbigay ng mga hints, and then allowing the child to solve similar problems alone. Ang tawag natin dito ay scaffolding, no? Referring to the temporary support provided by a more knowledgeable other to help a learner accomplish a task within the zone of proximal development. Sabi nga natin, an explanation natin ng Vygotsky's zone of proximal development This is the level na kaya ng bata. Kapag tinuruan mo pa yung bata, dito yung level na kaya niyang gawin. If the child will do it alone, hanggang dito yung kaya niya. Pero kapag ang bata tinuruan, ito ang kaya niyang gawin. The area between here and this point, ang tawag natin doon ay zone of proximal development. Item number 26, ang tamang sagot ay letter B. We go to item number 27. A child solving a puzzle repeatedly whispers instructions to himself, such as turn this piece, no, try another side. According to Vygotsky, this behavior most likely represents A. Egocentric speech indicating cognitive immaturity. B. Private speech used for self-regulation. C. Verbal rehearsal for memory retention. Or D. Language used for social communication. Go. Ayan, no? So, Vygotsky principle pa rin tayo. So, nagkakaroon ng, can we say it as a self-talk? Yeah. Ang tawag natin dito ay letter B, no? Ito yung private speech na used for self-regulation. Because Vygotsky viewed private speech as used to guide thinking and behavior. Okay, for item number 27, our correct answer here is letter B. Okay, ang explanation natin, Vygotsky viewed private speech as self-directed language used to guide thinking and behavior. It helps children plan, focus attention, and regulate actions during challenging tasks. It eventually becomes the inner speech na tinatawag natin. But overall, ang tawag natin dito sa private speeches na yan ay ginagamit actually ng individual for self-regulation. All right? Question number 27, correct answer is letter B. Question number 28. Which classroom practice most strongly reflects the principle that cognitive development occurs first on the social level before becoming internalized? A. Independent seatwork activities. B. Memorization drills. C. Cooperative problem-solving discussion. Or D. Silent reading exercises. Go. Correct answer for number 28. Mga keywords lang, pwede niyong tignan dito ha, for keywords. Sabi niya dyan, cognitive development occurs on the social level before becoming internalized. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Correct answer is letter C, no? Cooperative problem-solving discussions. The principle for that is that, sabi ni Vygotsky, he proposed that higher mental functions develop first socially and later individually, no? And collaborative activities allow learners to internalize strategies through interaction. So, ibig sabihin, pag socially nagkakaroon muna ng interpsychological, and then eventually, pag naging individualized na yung activity niya, then nagiging intrapsychological ang meaning doon. So, on the classroom level, anong ibig sabihin nun? We make use of cooperative activities in order to develop yung mga basic na mga skills in order for that initially developed skills to be further honed on the individual level naman ng isang learner. Okay, so for number 28, correct answer is letter C. Item number 29. A student initially needs guidance from the teacher to summarize a reading passage, but eventually performs the task independently using the same strategy. Which process best explains this transition? A. Assimilation. B. Internalization. C. Classical conditioning. Or D. Observational learning. Ang item number 29 is a classic definition ng tinatawag po natin na letter B, internalization. Internalization is the process by which socially mediated activities become internal cognitive processes. No? Strategies learned through dialogue with the teacher eventually become part of the learner's independent thinking. Kaya nga nabanggit natin dyan na nagkakaroon naman muna ng socially mediated activities bago ito maging individual in nature. Okay? Internalization ang tawag natin dito for item number 29. Item number 30. Which scenario best illustrates the zone of proximal development or the ZPD by Vygotsky? A learner practices skills already mastered to improve speed. B, a learner fails repeatedly even with teacher assistance. C, a learner successfully solves a problem with minimal guidance from a peer tutor. Or D, a learner memorizes facts without assistance. Correct answer for number 30, ZPD yan, no? Nabanggit ko na yung explanation nito kanina. The ZPD is the gap between what a learner can do independently and what they can accomplish with assistance from a more knowledgeable other. Okay? MKO, the more knowledgeable other, na may mga mnemonics po na ginagamit din dyan kung minsan. Ano po? Okay? So again, if this is the level na kayang gawin ng bata on his own, at ito naman yung level na kaya niyang gawin kapag may more knowledgeable other, the distance between here and here, okay, ang tawag po natin doon ay zone of proximal development. Okay? Item number 30 is letter C. Last 5 items tayo. Number 31. Which statement best reflects Vygotsky's view about the relationship between language and thought? A, language develops only after cognitive structures are fully formed. B, language and thought are separate systems that merge during development. C, language is primarily a communication tool with minimal impact on cognition. Or D, language replaces cognitive development during adolescence. Okay? For number 31, ang tamang sagot natin dito ay it's letter B. No? Language and thought are separate systems that merge during development. No? According to Vygotsky, sabi niya, language and thought initially develop separately, but around the age or 3, they merge, producing what we call verbal thought, which is essential for further development of the individual. Okay, 31, letter B. 32. In a culturally diverse classroom, a teacher integrates storytelling traditions from communities to teach literacy. Which concept in Vygotsky's theory is most clearly demonstrated? A, cultural tools of intellectual adaptation. B, formal operational thinking. C, reinforcement learning. Or D, biological maturation. Correct answer here. Kikita mo kaagad yung keywords, ano? Yung mga cultural terms na binabanggit natin dito. Storytelling traditions from the communities. Yan. So nakuha na natin kaagad yan. Kaya ang tamang sagot natin is letter A. Cultural tools of intellectual adaptation. Vygotsky emphasized that culture provides tools of intellectual adaptation such as language systems, symbols, and traditions, which shape cognitive processes and the problem-solving strategies. Item 33, which assessment method best reflects Vygotsky's belief that learning potential should be measured rather than only the current ability? A, standardized intelligence testing. B, norm reference testing. C, dynamic assessment. Or D, criterion reference testing. Okay, correct answer for number 33 I. It's what we call dynamic assessment. No? Dynamic assessment evaluates a learner's capacity to learn through guided assistance, aligning with the concept of the zone of proximal development. Well, technically, the ones that we have mentioned about standardized, norm referencing, and criterion referencing, for example, is only related to determining the current ability of the child. But pag sinabi po natin na dynamic assessment, nagkakaroon po ng opportunity, no? Yung learner to express yung kanyang other thought process na hindi lang nakabox into what is being measured in the standardized testing procedures. Okay? Ang tamang sagot natin dito ay letter C. 34, which classroom situation best demonstrates the role of the more knowledgeable other, or the MKO? A, students independently read textbooks to acquire knowledge. B, a teacher guides students through a complex experiment while explaining each step. C, students memorize definitions from the board. Or D, a student completes homework without assistance. More knowledgeable other, or the MKO according to the Vygotsky principle. Ang tamang sagot natin dito ay letter B. No, the more knowledgeable other is someone with greater expertise who guides the learner through dialogue, modeling, and feedback. You have to take note that we are not only referring to the teachers here, but we're also referring to other personalities, kagaya ng kanyang mga peers, kagaya ng kanyang parents, for example. So, nagkakaroon ng ability to guide, no? Pwedeng si teacher nagbibigay ng guidance through a complex experiment while explaining each step. Nabanggit ko lang ito kanina in order to emphasize that the MKO could be those personalities or persons na malapit dun sa bata na pwedeng makapagbigay ng guidance para sa kanyang development. Alright, lastly for item number 35, a group of students with similar skill levels collaboratively solve a complex science problem by questioning and refining each other's ideas. Which concept best describes the situation? A, cognitive apprenticeship. B, collaborative zone of proximal development. C, individual discovery learning. Or D, behavioral modeling. This is a classic definition. Item number 35 of letter B. No, the collaborative ZPT extends Vygotsky's concept by recognizing that peers with similar expertise can co-construct knowledge, leading to shared understanding through dialogue and mutual challenge. Okay? There you have it, mga ka-PTech. Ito po ang another 35 items ng ating Professional Education Mock Test for session number 32. Maraming salamat po muli dahil umabot ka sa part ng video na ito. Ibig sabihin, napatapos mo yung ating discussion, and we would like to thank you again. Thank you everyone for being with us, no? And sana ay kayo po ay makapasang lahat this coming licensure examination date. And we hope that you could still look into other videos that we have provided for you galing po dito sa PTech YouTube channel. Muli po, ako po si Sir Willie at maraming salamat sa inyong pagtutok, and see you sa susunod po na video.